What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 RAW TV. Today we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about a substance, drug, supplement, I don't know what you want to call it. It's called ephedrine. Ephedrine hydrochloride, ECA, whatever the hell you guys want to call it. Because I personally think this is one of the things that's highly underrated and extremely safe to use. And somehow it gets a bad rap and gets listed with all the other drugs that are used in bodybuilding. So first of all, let's take you guys back to, first of all, let me disclaim this, but this is not what I'm telling you guys to go out to do. This is my opinion, and it's not advice, okay? It's just my opinion. Oh yeah, and guys, please, stop asking me to make videos about Trenbolone. I'm not going to make any videos about certain steroids, what I think about them, what dosages, all that stuff. All those things are out there already. All you gotta do is Google. If you're having to come to me for advice on what Trenbolone is and what I think about it, then you probably shouldn't be messing with it in the first place, okay? You should have all your ducks in a row before you're even thinking about taking something like Trenbolone. So the information's out there already on those, so just go find that stuff in Google and you'll find it pretty quick. So ephedrine. So the first time I took ephedrine, let's see, probably 16, 17 years old. It was called Ephedrine 25. It was made by AST Research. Excuse me. And it was probably $4 a bottle of 100 tabs, 25 milligrams. And the owner of the gym, Al, had just got a box of them in. And it was like these little tiny bottles. And all the big guys, were up at Al's office and they were like, had their money out. They're like, they're grabbing 3 or 4 bottles at a time. So me and my training partner, Donnie, were like, kind of looking over their shoulders. We're like, hey guys, we want some too. What is it? We want some too. And, I was like, this stuff's not for you. Like, this is not, you guys can't handle this stuff. You're not old enough to take this stuff yet. So, we were in the gym training. And we kept asking Al about this product. And Al finally was like, look, he gave us a tablet of it. And he said, go ahead and take this tablet about 40 minutes before your workout and, see how it affects you. It's 25 milligrams. And lo and behold, we had a great workout with it. So we came back to Al and said, we'll be responsible with them and da-da-da-da-da-da. So at this point, Al, there was no 18 and over or anything like that. Al sold them to us, and we did begin to use them. Now, at the time, there wasn't teenagers going crazy trying to buy steroids, trying to take pro hormones, trying to do all this shit. So if Al told us to be careful with them, we were careful with them, okay? So now, we're taking one before workout, maybe one before cardio, stuff like that. And like we were 16, 17-year-old kids taking them responsibly. And what we did was we wound up having great workouts. It helped us with, building up our intensity during our workouts and stuff. Now, fast forward about 10 years, and it was in like hydroxycut, and it was in all these products, and, all these things were on the market about fat loss, and ephedrine this, ephedrine that. And lo and behold, high school kids get their hands on it. Next thing you know, because they're little tiny white things, you could buy them at the pharmacies, you could buy them at gas stations, they were called mini thins. They were little tiny pills, and because the teenagers thought that these little tiny pills are so small, they couldn't possibly be that strong, they started taking more than you should, of course, just like everything, just like the Red Bulls they drink nowadays and all the monster drinks, they do overdo it, period. So instead of taking 1 or 2 of these tablets, they're taking handfuls of them. And a couple of the kids in high school had heart attacks. 15-year-old kids having heart attacks, 14-year-old. They shouldn't have been taking this stuff to begin with, or at least taught that the stuff could be dangerous. And I actually did have a friend, Jim Quinn, who had an underlying heart problem. He used to use the old Rip Fuel. And he was using the old Rip Fuel to cut for wrestling season. It helped him stay up and study. It helped him, cut weight. And he actually, during a practice, had a heart attack and died right there in the field trying to cut weight for wrestling. 22 years old, 21, 22 years old. I mean, he had an underlying heart problem that he didn't, he knew about. But the bottom line is, this stuff, if it's used wrong, it's like anything else. You can take Tylenol and kill yourself right now. But overall, a couple tablets of the stuff is very safe. 25 milligrams, 50 milligrams, up to 3 times a day. Super safe. Great fat burner. I couldn't talk highly enough about it, but again, it has its downfalls where if you take too much of it, you're overstimulated. And if you have an underlying heart problem, you shouldn't be messing with any kind of stimulants to begin with. So, those things aside, I think it's super safe. Technically, it's still for sale here in America. This pharmacy sells it as an asthma drug, and sometimes for flu and colds and stuff like that, you have to go up to the the shelf and take this little ticket and then go up to the pharmacist, give them the thing, and then what they'll do is they'll sign you in a ledger and stuff, because this stuff is actually also used as a main ingredient to make crystal meth. So they don't want anybody buying 5,000 tablets of this stuff at a time, because they know you're probably up to no good with it. So you're going to probably get 10 or 15 tablets of it at a time instead, and that's how they sell it nowadays. But even when I went to Mexico, I asked for ephedrine down there. They didn't even have it. They had clenbuterol and other things, but they had no ephedrine whatsoever, and it wasn't a big deal down there. They were like, no, we have clenbuterol instead, which is a similar drug. So that's my take on the ephedrine thing. I do believe it's safe. I do believe it's very effective. I don't believe that kids should take it, but adults, I have no problem with you guys taking it, and it's not the same type of drug as these other steroids and stuff are. Bios3training@gmail.com. Leave the comments down below, and we're out.